Hey, what is going on? This is your stimulus check updated information. Lots happening with Congress right now with Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, Democrats trying to get this next bill passed, trying to get the debt ceiling raised. And a lot of states right now are starting to send out a stimulus check. In fact, the Golden State stimulus, the first batch mailed out on October 5th. Looks like there's going to be a lot more stimulus going out for California. There's $1,400 checks for seniors. They're trying to push this $1,400 check to get more seniors, SSI, SSDI, to get some more. And then you had the fourth stimulus check, maybe a $2,000 monthly stimulus. There's about 3 million, close to 3 million signatures on this petition. Plus, a lot of the states right now are sending out more stimulus checks. Biden has already set up some of the stimulus payments to go out, possibly this fourth stimulus check. But for right now, you have the Democrats going back and forth between the Republicans, Democrats in Congress, in Senate. They have this giant $3.5 trillion budget plan. There's also a $1.5 trillion reconciliation. They want to get both of these passed. The problem is a lot of the Republicans and some of the Democrats aren't really on board with this bigger $3.5 trillion stimulus. I mean, this is a huge amount of money here, $5 trillion that the federal government is going to have to borrow. They say that it's paid for. It's not. They have to borrow this money. They have to print it. There's no way they can just tax everybody. You know, you figure even the billionaires or trillionaires out there, if you tax them 100%, it's still not going to fund the government for a year. They just spend too much money. But right now they want to spend on roads, bridges, airports, ports, and broadband. Perhaps $550 billion spread over many years, as well as a federal support worth between $1.5 trillion and $3.5 trillion over a decade to improve benefit for children, college students, seniors, healthcare coverage, and help rescue a warming. So right now, this $3.5 trillion budget plan is going to be the American Families Plan. That looks like it will possibly pass if they can get the amount lower. That may be a fourth stimulus check. I know they're extend out a lot of the unemployment programs. Some of that unemployment benefits will hopefully be getting back to the states to where they can replenish that unemployment. I know they're running low on funds, but they're going to have to figure out some way to raise more money. If not, they're going to have to start to cut some of the programs that they have set up. Good news for California. If you do live in California, you're going to be getting that Golden State stimulus check. And right now, you know, every state, so if you're in a state that's not getting a stimulus, then maybe before December 31st, you might get a stimulus check. I don't really know, but it depends on the governors in your state. California governor is the only one that's come out and said we're going to send out payments on a stimulus. So they're sending out stimulus checks, the Golden State stimulus checks going out to everybody in California that made less than $75,000. Basically, if you filed a return and you got your federal unemployment or federal stimulus plan or stimulus check, you would be getting a new one. Now, there is a big difference in California that you don't necessarily need a Social Security number. You can have an ITIN number in order to get your payment in California. But you do have to live there, and you got to file with the Franchise Tax Board. It's about, I think it's October the 15th is going to be the deadline for getting that payment in. So you want to make sure that if you are in California, you do file your returns before October 15th. Also, with the federal stimulus, you can file your returns. There is a free filer's tool online. All you got to do is just go to the website at the irs.gov website, and you'll be able to fill that information out and get that payment to you. If you did not receive the first, second, or even third checks, there's a recovery rebate section on the free filing tools section that you can file and get those first 3 checks. So right now you have a lot of the inflation that's increasing so much, and inflation is really going up by 10%. It's just absolutely crazy. And the only reason inflation is going up by 10% is because they are printing so much money, and they are absolutely destroying the purchasing power of the dollar. What that's doing is rising, prices are going crazy through the roof because of the fact that they have printed so much money, and they are going to try to get a new stimulus plan out there. Now, the plan from Congress is not set up to where they're going to be sending out one-time payments. Now, they are going to raise the stimulus payments for Social Security on a monthly basis. They're going to increase that by, I believe, 6% increase. So that's going to be good. At least people will be getting 6% more on their monthly payment. So there is a Senior Citizens League that has launched a petition to get $1,400 payments to retirees on Social Security. I think one-time payment to them would help, plus that would help with the 6% increase. So SSI, SSDI, those of you that are receiving those payments, you're going to possibly get a 6% increase soon. That's happening maybe this year. That's not enough to me. It's, they need to raise it by 10% just because of the fact that inflation is going crazy right through the roof. But there is a petition to try to get $1,400 payments to Social Security benefits, retirees or people that are on Social Security. And there is this giant petition. There's about 3 million signatures to get $2,000 payments. One of the things that's inside of Congress now is this Support Act. There is a Support Act that a lot of the progressives in the House of Representatives have put together that is going to try to get $2,000 or $1,200 payments on a monthly basis going out. But for now, it's going to be the petition right now that's going to be close to 3 million signatures. This is on the change.org website. You can go there and you can actually fill out the information. This is going to be a $2,000 payment going out to everybody if they can get this approved through Congress. I personally think there is some type of universal basic income inside of this $3.5 trillion budget plan that Nancy Pelosi and all of them have put together. So we're just going to have to see. I think they're going to have to pass it, and then they're going to have to say, okay, this is what the new stimulus plan is. I think they're trying to sneak it in. I think they're trying to sneak it through there and trying to sneak it through the Republicans, because the Republicans right now are not on board getting a more stimulus payments out. But it's good news for a lot of the states. You have Georgia, Tennessee, Colorado, Texas, all sending out $1,000 payments. These are going out to teachers. You have Florida, EMT, police, fire department. They're all getting a $1,000 payment plus teachers in the state. Again, each state received billions and billions of dollars. So it's just a matter of these state governors to take some of that Treasury money and going out there and supporting those that live in that state. I don't know why there's only 10 out of 50, whatever many states we have now, but there's only 10, and that's crazy to me. Every state should be sending out stimulus payments. Recently, I just read about one of the states that actually is not going to be taking the stimulus payments and are going to be using it for other stuff, which is unfortunate. But New Mexico, $750 to about 4,000 people in that state. Vermont, up to $7,500 if you move. They'll actually give you up to $7,500 to pay for moving expenses if you move to the state of Vermont and you set up, maybe you start working there or set up a business. But they're trying to lure people in. I mean, to me, every state governor should just eliminate the income tax, and you'll attract a ton of people. That's why people move to Florida, Texas, Nevada. These are all states that have no income tax. And so if you take out the income tax, the state income tax, you'll attract so many people to your state. So Maryland, looks like Michigan, up to $4,000. That's going to be for hazard pay for teachers. Those are going to be getting more payments. Maryland, $500 for people that file for earned income tax credit. That's going out. And then again, you have California, those payments, $600 payments going out to those that qualify, plus a $500 if you claim a dependent. So $1,100 is going to be the total in California. They're not going to give you $500 for every dependent like the federal government did. I think it's just a one-time payment if you claim any type of dependent. So if you have 5 dependents, they're just going to give you that $500 for that. But any amount right now can help, and I think it's good to see that California is actually doing that. Some of the other states, they're just not sending the payment out. Again, Alabama is one of the states that is going to use the money for other stuff other than stimulus. I think they should pass some type of bill or law that says that the federal government sends money to states to give for stimulus. They need to turn around and give it for stimulus and not use it for other stuff. So if you have any questions about any of the stimulus plan payment information, drop them in the comments below. This is your daily stimulus check updated information for today.